Hi campers, welcome to another art instructional. Today what we're going to be making is pop-up cards. So I'm going to be showing you two different things you can do to make parts of your cards pop out, which is a really cool thing to do when you want to give it to somebody and have it stand out and be really exciting when you look at it. So the first card that we're going to be making today has an accordion style pop out. So you have some paper in your package. You're also going to need glue and scissors and possibly markers to create this card. So the first thing you have to do is take one of those thicker pieces of paper and fold it in half in the hamburger style so that it's not the long way but the shorter way, and then cut it in that line in the middle so that you only have half the card. So the card you should be looking at is about this size. When you open it up, it's like that, and when you close it, it'll look about that size. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that white, thinner piece of paper and you're gonna cut a strip that is about this size. You can make it a bit thicker if you want it to be a longer accordion and kind of bigger in your card, but if you want it to be smaller, then you'd cut it thinner. Mine is gonna be this thick, and then you're gonna start folding it into an accordion shape. So you're gonna go back and forth, folding it until you're all the way finished. And then if it's not exactly even, you can cut off the little extra bit so that it's even all the way across. Then you're gonna fold that in half and you're gonna glue it together in the middle so that it's all connected and you have kind of a half circle that'll fold out into an accordion, and that's gonna be what we glue into the card. So once you have it glued together, you're gonna wanna hold it for a little bit so that you know it'll stick. If it doesn't work with a glue stick, maybe you could try using tape to stick it together, but glue should work okay. So now we're gonna glue those two sides into the card, kind of in the middle area. Depending on what you want your design to be, you can put it at the top, you can put it at the bottom, but you need it to be where the center of your accordion is at the center of the card so that when it opens, it'll open and close, be flat, and then open and expand. So what I'm gonna do for my design is I drew a bunch of little ducks with the extra white paper that I have, and then I cut them out so I could put them in my card, and then my white accordion is going to be kind of an umbrella for the ducks going underneath it. So I'm going to glue in the little ducks and then draw a little handle for one of the ducks to hold the umbrella, and then I'm gonna draw a bunch of little raindrops all around. But really, the accordion can be whatever you want. You could turn it into the bottom of a circus tent and then draw the top of the tent and then have like a tiger inside of it, or it could be whatever you want it to be. You could be creative. You don't have to do the same thing that I did, but I just thought that was kind of cute. Now the second type of pop-up card that we're going to be doing has cutouts in the actual card to have a kind of cutout pop-up when you open it. So what I'm going to be showing you how to do for this one is we're going to be making an animal pop-up card. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut my paper in half again. Another way that you can cut your paper in half so that it has a perfectly straight edge is to just fold it one way, fold it the other way, and do it a whole bunch of times so that you can just kind of pull it apart really easily. But it doesn't always work, so scissors is probably the better bet, but you can try that if you want to. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut out the little pop-up, so I'm going to fold my card in half, and then I'm going to make two cuts. And they're just going to be short little cuts, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to push in that cutout part so that it'll pop up on the other side. Then that pop-up cutout is going to be what we use to put our animal on. So I was inspired by what I said earlier about the tiger pop-up card. So I'm going to make a tiger, but you can make whatever animal you want. Usually kind of four-legged animals they work better for this, and you'll see why in a second, but you can try doing whatever animal you want. So first I'm going to make the background for my animal. So I'm making a tiger and they live in the jungle, so I'm going to draw some vines at the top, and then I'm going to draw like a tree trunk and some grass, And then I'm going to add my animal. So I used my extra white paper again to make the different body pieces of the animal. So what you're gonna need is the back. So like from the looking down at the top of the animal, you just need like kind of a circle. That would be the back of the animal. You're going to need legs and the paws or whatever kind of hand, feet kind of things they have. You only need 2 of those because you can only see 2 from the angle that we're gonna put it on. We're gonna need a tail if your animal has a tail, and then of course the face. So I'm going to take the back of my animal and we're gonna glue it onto the top part of the cutout. So when you open the card, you're gonna see the back of the animal on the top. And then we're gonna add the legs. Actually, you could probably add the legs on first, so that would probably look better. I didn't do that, but you should probably put the legs on first. But you're gonna wanna put the paws on the ground. So make sure that the bottom of the pop-up is lined up with the paws so that the paws are on the ground part and then the legs are on the front of the pop-up. And then you put the back on top of that. And then you put the tail on the actual back of the card, so it won't be on the pop-up, but you can see how it would attach to the back that you glued on, and then onto the actual card on the top part of the card. And then we're gonna take the face and we're only gonna glue the bottom of the face because we don't want the top of the face to stick onto anything else if we got glue on it. We want it to pop off of the card, right? So we're only gonna put glue on the bottom half of the face, and then we're going to glue that part onto the front of the pop-up so that when you open it, it'll stand out. So we're gonna glue all those pieces together and now your animal is complete. And then I also decided that I wanted to add a little something else that would pop out. So I added another cutout, and then I used my extra paper and I added a little bush in the front. And then I used that same paper to add the leaves onto the tree that I drew earlier. So when it's all complete, you'll have a little scene with your animal. You can use the other half of your paper to put your card that you just made inside of it so that you don't see all the little cutouts that you made. But you gotta make sure that you don't glue the areas where the cutouts are so that it doesn't stick to that part. But that way, when it's all done, you'll have a card that looks like a regular card, but when you open it up, you'll see that there's pop-ups inside, which looks really cool. And there's space on there for you to write a little message to whoever you give the card to. So, I think that those are 2 really cool ideas. You can be really creative with them, and you can actually use the cutout pop-up method to make other things, not like animals. You could make like a canoe in the water. You could really do anything you want. So be creative. If you wanted to show us what you made, you can add it to the Padlet so that everybody at camp can see what you've made. And I hope you have fun with it and you have a great rest of your day.